independent. Jeff, you're on with Dr. Paul.
Hi, Dr. Paul. I'm a long-term admirer. I don't always agree with all of your positions, but they're very thought-provoking, and I definitely enjoy listening to you. I'm calling about the mass shootings. From this caller's perspective, it does appear as though these mass casualty incidents do have a common thread, and that is the ability to kill lots of people very quickly with high-capacity weapons. Would a rational policy response be to make it harder for people to get a hold of high-capacity weapons so that if we did have incidents like this, they would be lower casualty? Is that a reasonable response here?
Well, it was a dream. I just don't think it works, hasn't worked. The gun, as they say, can't be used to kill unless you have a person behind it. But you got to put it into perspective. Yes, a lot of people have been killed. This last one was a disaster. But in the scheme of things, compared to the tens of thousands, literally hundreds of thousands of individuals killed in the wars, those are the weapons. Hillary says we don't want to see weapons of war on our street, and yet she participates in putting weapons of war on the streets overseas. So I would say that that the gun is not the issue. If it is, how much expression do we get on a daily basis or a weekly basis of dozens and dozens and dozens and hundreds of people being killed on our streets? Well, why don't we say, well, it's the pistol. People get killed by pistols on the weekends in Chicago and Detroit. So we have to get rid of the pistol. And it's the pistol's fault. No, it's the economic conditions, it's the problems, it's the hatred, and it's all these other things. And it's not the lack of laws. I mean, we have plenty of laws. So I just don't think that having more regulations, because the regulations are sort of like the TSA. Since 9/11, we've had a lot of regulation, a lot of abuse of our liberties. We have no-fly lists that get put on there. Nobody knows how they get put on, and it undermines our civil liberties. And we've been doing this for 15 years, and the FBI said they've never stopped anything from that. So you can have all kinds of lists and monitoring, and it really doesn't work. Quite frankly, I encourage people to think more about which both parties are in total denial of, and that is, how does the foreign policy give people incentives to get very violent? And a lot of people who are a little off their rockers, grab hold of things like that and say, oh, well, maybe there's a religious support for my nuttiness, and then they go off and they kill people. But I think the gun is very secondary and not the prime cause.
Vasilios is waiting in Ringwood, New Jersey, a Republican. Vasilios, good morning.
Yes, good morning.